Hi everybody, welcome to Simply Scuba. Today I am answering Google's questions about scuba fins. I didn't have the heart to type the word flippers into Google and ruin my search history and start getting ads for flippers on every website I visit, but let's answer some questions about fins. What is the best scuba fin? That really depends on who you're talking to and the dive in front of you, of course. Fins are a tool for a job, so it's not unusual for keen scuba divers to have a few different pairs of fins for different conditions. Some fins work great in some conditions and certain kick styles, but they either lose performance or they just completely fail in certain scenarios, so it's important to select the right fin for the right job. The best all-rounders are vented fins like the RK3s and channel fins like the Avanti Quattros. They work well in all conditions and work well with all fin kick styles. They're a sensible length as well for confined spaces, and the design has been tried and tested for generations now, so you know that you're going to get a pair of fins that's going to last a long time, and spare parts are going to be available all over the place. There may be a better design if you're doing something very specific, but for all-round use, usually one of those is the best. What are the types of fins? So I just mentioned the main two, vented and channel. Vented have short, wide blades with vents in front of your toes. They're made from a single piece of rubber-like material, so they're really durable and there are no joins that can become weak points over time. Channel fins have 2 or 3 materials that are hard and soft so that the blade can create a scoop during each part of the kick cycle and literally change shape and channel the water. Without the soft bits, they become a paddle fin, which is the most basic, just a piece of plastic basically, and the least effective really. Hinged fins are the most modern. The angle of the blade of the fin is most effective at different angles during different sections of the entire kick cycle, so a hinged blade actually allows the blade to bend and increase efficiency at all times. Split fins have a cut straight down the middle of the blades that uses the way that the two sides bend inwards towards one another to create a vortex that actually propels you through the water using surprisingly little energy. Apnea fins are long and they transfer a lot of energy very efficiently, but they're best for just straight line efficiency. Are long or short fins better? It depends. Back to the tool for a job thing, it's better if you have a choice for each specific dive. For a complete single pair of fins, I choose short because whilst long fins can be more efficient, if you head into a shipwreck or even close to the reef, you're going to be bumping into things and just kicking them with a long, cumbersome pair of fins. And your buddy's going to get a slap in the face if they swim too close. Short fins might not be as efficient as long fins, but they do work everywhere. They're a lot easier to pack, they're a lot easier to shuffle around on the deck of the boat, and they're less likely to break whatever is behind you or get caught up in something in the water because they're simply shorter. If I were only going to buy a single pair of fins for all of my diving purposes, they'd be fairly short. Do you wear dive boots with fins? Normally, yes, on every dive, even in warm waters, but it depends on the fins. It used to be really easy, boots for open heels, barefoot for full foot fins, but now we have some travel fins that are meant to be worn barefoot, but they have heel straps now, so it makes things complicated. But for full-sized open heel fins, we always wear boots. The materials of the fins and the construction will be quite rough on your bare foot, especially when your foot is wet and you need the boots for protection. As a general rule, your feet won't get too hot on a dive, so I'll still wear 5mm boots even in tropical waters, but you can end up with some odd tan lines, unfortunately, so be prepared for that. Wetsuit boots help to protect your feet from the cold, obviously, and mainly from fins from rubbing. If the fin doesn't fit you absolutely perfectly, which most fins don't, to be honest, there's going to be a little amount of movement between your foot and the actual fin, and over time it's going to rub in one key area and your boots are going to take the brunt of that. But yes, we tend to wear boots most of the time unless it's really warm water and our fins are specifically made to be worn barefoot. How do I choose the right size fins? Open heel fins usually have size charts to help you out. The adjustable heel strap does make your life a lot easier, but there's still only a range of sizes that will fit each of them, and you need to take your boot style into consideration. Most size charts are drawn up as if you're wearing a pair of soft-soled 5mm boots. They're by far the most common for most scuba divers to wear, so that kind of makes sense to base your size chart around that. However, if you're wearing thinner 3mm slippers and you're on the lower end of the size range anyway, it might be worth going down a size. It's usually better for fins to be a little bit too large than too small, but of course you don't want them wobbling around, so it's one of those things that you kind of have to try on. But if you have, on the other end of the spectrum, if you have clunky, heavy dry suit boots, you might want to go up a size if you're at the upper end of a size range. Fins should slot onto your boot fairly secure but not snug, because at the end of the dive, after your boots have compressed and then re-expanded during the dive, your fins are going to be stuck on your foot. And that's it for today. Tune in next week for more questions answered, and if you have any questions about fins or anything, let me know down in the comments below and I'll add them to next week's Ask Mark. Remember to head over to simplyscuba.com for all of your dive gear needs. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.